This is the American Rebellion. My name's Jerry. How y'all doing? I'm here with I don't know who the fuck that is. Can't even pronounce it. And Scooter
C'est moi.
with the cool hat. Right. Kest Mooey. Kest Mooey is here.
Means it's me.
All right.
En
How you doing,
français.
Nick?
I'm doing good. Miserable goddamn day weather-wise.
Am I to assume it?
Go
Well,
ahead.
it's nice here. Cold,
Really?
but nice.
Chilly and just a light non-stop rain since noon. It's still going on. It's just miserable.
Oh, you'll be fine.
Other than that,
All
I'll survive.
right, Scooter. Oh, glad to hear it. How you doing there, Scooter?
Yeah, what's going on, boys? Or use the term loosely. What's happening?
All right, Scooter.
Nothing.
Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah, I know. It's like it's drib drabs. Everything getting information on you guys is like pulling teeth.
Yeah, them teats are
Fucking
hard to pull.
Oh yeah, we're hanging up Christmas decorations today, and no, we have to do something productive. Yeah.
Yeah,
Or else I'll get a
mom.
meatloaf. You know what I mean?
Yeah, my mom decided she wants to put up the Christmas tree and decorate today. I was like, why today? On the most miserable day we've pretty much had
Oh yeah.
in the
Well, the
couple of weeks. It
weather was
sucked.
okay here, but
But
yeah.
she said, well, if I don't do it now, it probably ain't gonna get done. I said, well, Dad's gonna bitch about it, which he did.
You
Still,
only got about another month. You got
well,
plenty of
that's what I
time.
said. There's plenty of time. I don't know. She had some excuse for it. Something about the grandkids. I don't know. Didn't work for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck the grandkids. Let them grow up tough.
Yeah. Fuck you and your couch. Shit. Who cares at this point?
There's no such thing as Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Oh, I have a story about man. I just read this crap. It's ridiculous. Out of Norwegian descent, so to speak, they put out a commercial about Santa Claus. Guess what he is now?
Oh, jeez. Yeah. He's gay.
Yeah. See that? You saw that, Jerry?
I read about it. I don't know.
I didn't watch. It's like a
just
4-minute commercial. I didn't. I was just reading the story. I was like, you people have to be shitting me here.
They're just going too fucking far.
Well, what do you expect? And now after that, Santa Claus and Rudolph will be having an intimate relationship probably next. I don't know.
Well, yeah, and then Peter's gonna come in, and Santa Claus is gonna get arrested, and all this good shit.
No, well,
I would have went with Santa's gonna have a relationship with one of these 6-year-old kids on his lap. I mean,
right?
It's too much, man. It's fucking ridiculously too much. Sorry.
Well, now you're gonna they'll probably come after wrapping Christmas presents because whoever you give it to, it could be traumatic because they don't know what's in it, or something like this. You know what I mean?
I swear to God, some people need to have their beaten so bad that their face is smashed into the back of their head. That's how I just can't deal with this anymore. The amount of stupidity in some of this shit is just beyond the pale.
I can't imagine these people actually believe the crap that they're spewing. They can't be that stupid.
Yeah.
Although I'm thinking that they possibly can.
Well,
what's the point
I
of
don't.
making Santa Claus gay or whatever? I don't understand it.
He has to be all
Here's the
inclusive.
thing. I mean, you have the Salvation Army now wanting everybody to apologize for their whiteness. The Salvation fucking Army. Shut the fuck up and bang on your bell and collect your fucking money in your big goddamn pot and shut the fuck up.
Right.
I used to give them money every time I went into a store that had them motherfuckers up there. I don't know if I'm going to do that anymore. Okay. Although the Salvation Army is well, I doubt it's still a integrity institution anymore. It probably isn't. Probably
it's
a
no
fucking
longer
scam
legitimate.
like everybody else.
Yeah, kind of like what the Red Cross. That's about illegitimate as can be.
It's a fucking non-profit corporation. It's a non-profit corporation is what it is.
And the only people that profit is the people that are up on top. That's kind of how that works.
The rest, and they use volunteers to collect the money so they don't have to pay them. You go out to Walmart, there's always some fat cripple guy banging on a fucking bell, talking to everybody, and it's begging for fucking. I hate that shit. What I hate worse is when they got the kids out front begging for fucking money. You know, at some point, go do a car wash or something and earn it. You know what I mean? Stand outside of fucking Walmart and begging for money for your sports team. I'm not giving you none. I don't really give a shit. I don't care you're a kid. It makes no difference to me. I mean, that shit pisses me off.
You know what I did yesterday?
The firefighters. I see the firefighters with their boots. You know, and you know that's a worthy cause because it's actually the firefighters out there. You know.
Yeah.
But
I ran into a new scammer yesterday at the gas station. This woman with her dog outside, homeless woman. She goes, "Can you give me some money so I can buy my dog some food?" I said, "Wait a minute." I went to the store, got my shit. I bought a can of dog food, came back out, handed her a can of dog food. She looked at me like, "You motherfucker."
She said, "How am I gonna open that, you fuckhole?" I mean,
it's a pull-off tab on that fucking dog food.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you want money for the goddamn dog food. Like, now the dog's like something to eat anyways. At least I did something right.
How about you not have a dog if you're so damn broke? How about that?
Say people suck anyway. The dog deserves to eat.
So. Right.
Yeah, she probably
should eat the woman.
Probably would. Probably would. Probably would in the right circumstance.
Right.
How's everybody doing tonight?
Sabo?
Good. How are you, Daryl?
Doing fantastic. Considering.
Good.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah. Did you get your electric fixed yet?
No, that'll be Monday, man. The holidays put everybody.
You missed last night, right? You weren't here last night, were you?
Right.
No. I was fighting the cold last night.
Cuddled up under a blanket.
I thought you went to play poker. That wasn't. No, that was.
Yeah.
No, that was Daniel Rio.
I thought Steven was gonna kill fucking what's his name, Kevin, because Kevin was being Kevin again.
Oh
yeah. Yeah. Did you? Not to be a dick, but did you see his post today, Jerry? I'm not sure where he got all that from, but anyways. about the
Yeah,
Lincoln thing. I don't know where that came from.
I don't
And I
About
know.
slept
what?
since then.
Steven never said he. It's the thing. I was literally falling asleep when this was going on and listening to it. Steven never said nothing about the vote. He just said that Lincoln signed an executive order about martial law and it's never been rescinded. And Kevin goes off on one of his fucking whatever the hell it was. I don't know. I think he's a lot like Matt. I think he does that shit on purpose because you see
What?
some of his posts and they're all bullshit. So I don't fucking know.
Yeah, it was all about Lincoln never changed the electoral vote to a true
Yeah,
democracy, and
I hear
I'm like,
that, but I don't see
I
any
don't know where that came from.
documentation for it or whatever. And don't
Yeah,
clump me in with that I'm like me. He's like me. What the fuck? The
coming
fuck?
up with bullshit.
You have beard and tendencies, Matt.
He pulls shit
Uh,
out of his ass. That's about all it is. I think
Well,
that's what Jerry means.
He pulls shit out of his ass just to get people to be fucking either irritated or something.
And then he goes
I
off
don't know.
on a post that I had nothing to do with any of that, and continues with
I
it.
know.
Like, now we
I
blowing up
know.
these people that actually had some legitimate comments on my post. Now they're getting all these other comments. I'm like,
yeah.
good
Well,
God, start
I
another
don't.
comment.
I don't go to that extreme. Will not comment further after whatever I say. You're saying
Yeah.
he posted shit afterwards about it? I don't.
Oh, and he just carried on and even made his own
Well,
post. I'm not sure where he was going with this.
yeah,
I
I
really
know.
don't.
Yeah.
You're
I
probably
don't
trying to
know
explain.
why.
Okay.
Probably trying to
I,
explain the lineage that a president has as far as to begin communism, and that would be the first step of communism. Would be when a leader of the world, free world, takes it upon themselves to become a dictator and be the ruling officer in everything. That would be a tyranny in
well,
itself. It would be.
during the Civil War, Lincoln was considered by the South as a dictator. Obviously, I mean, the enemy has always got the dictator in charge.
Yeah.
So
Right?
Yeah, in reality, if they would have handled that right, there. I don't mean to sound, optimist toward communism or nothing, but in a perfect world, that would work. But there's no such thing as a perfect world. There's not enough funds to do it, for one thing. And then you have the dude at the top that instead of being for the people, he regains fucking tyranny. I mean, he just takes over everything, like Stalin and who was the other
here's the
fucking guy?
reason.
Xi Jinping. The guy I'm
Here's
named after, Xi Jinping.
yeah. Here's the damn deal. Communism and socialism don't work for one reason and one reason only, and that's greed.
Mm-hmm.
The people at the top are greedy, and they
Well,
take everything they can get their hands on, and everybody else, well, fuck them.
Yeah.
Simple.
Everybody
It's
starves
not
and
that
dies,
hard to
and the
figure
top
out.
is left. Yeah. Everybody starves and dies, or they just kill them off, and the top is left, and then they have no way to make their money anymore, so it just doesn't work, and then it all falls, crumbles like a house of cards,
Yeah,
and communism fails.
well,
Happy crud.
yeah.
prime
When
example.
people,
Right now, Biden just released what, 50 million barrels of oil? How the fuck
Yeah.
did he get 50 million barrels of oil? Did the government buy that? How did the government acquire anything? It's not supposed to be an entity that owns anything.
No,
And they,
it's our strategic oil reserves.
Oh
right.
yeah, they have a
Well,
As here in
stockpile.
Louisiana and Texas.
what's
We
all the
we
land they
we
got out in
drilled that.
but say like out in
that,
Montana,
that we pay,
Utah, all the places where you got the government land. Who owns that? The government. How do they acquire that? By fucking people over.
our money.
Yeah,
They don't even use our money. They just take it and say this is a
they just take
fucking
it.
protected land. It's owned by the government.
Okay.
They don't pay nothing.
Yep, it's got 3 million-year-old mushrooms on it that only breed once every 3 million years. You ain't seen them yet, but they'll be here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
it's
that
pretty fucked up.
strategic
The
petroleum
shooter.
reserve is only it. It was built. It has 600 million gallons of oil in it, and that's in between Texas and Louisiana in the salt domes that we have. That's where it's all stored in these salt caverns. Well,
You know what?
it was geared to only be used in a dire national emergency, like a war, uh, all that kind of shit. Now, this fool wants to release 50 million barrels. Now, given 2/3 of it are going overseas,
Yeah,
China and somewhere else, Iran or wherever the fuck is being sent
yeah,
to, and it's like 2.5 days worth of U.S. oil consumption. It's not gonna. Oh, it brought down the prices, all right. After they come up with this new COVID variant, all of a sudden, and
well,
oil drops like $8 a barrel.
yeah.
It wasn't because he released this oil and said he was going to do it. It actually went up when he said it was going to do it.
It all translates out to about 3 cents on the gallon for the next couple months. That's about it.
Oh, a couple of days, it ain't going to do shit. I mean, this fool don't know what he's doing. Well, he's not doing anything. Somebody else is, and it's
No,
just the way it is.
I
Yeah.
noticed gas
They're
prices
paying
dropped
us
two
back for
pennies.
Trump.
Yeah,
Yeah, they said they was
They're
going to.
paying us back for Trump.
Yeah.
Simple as that. There's
Yeah.
nothing difficult about any of this shit. The Democrats are pissy. They know they're going to lose in the midterms. Not that that's going to change a fucking thing, because the Republicans just hand them anything they want anyway. But look at Lindsey Graham. Lindsey Graham, doesn't matter who it is, they could be the most worst fucking nominee in the planet. He votes for him. Fuck Lindsey
yeah.
Graham. Fuck the Republicans. Fuck the Democrats. They're all fucking crooks.
Mitch McConnell's the same damn way.
Only time you ever see anything out of the fucks is
Okay.
when it's election time.
Yep. Where they yell about the other side, but in the end, they are the other side. There's only one side, so they're both the other side.
Yeah,
Correct.
yeah. Oh man, yeah. I don't know. It's I mean, when you see a 65% increase in fucking fuel prices in less than 9 months, man, you know some shit's fixing to hit the fan. I mean, it's not long till everything else follows it, and it's already started. So
Miss
Actually,
Tina's
in
with
some
us.
cases, it's
Miss
100% increase.
yeah,
Miss Tina Scott's with us.
18 is cut.
Hey, Tina,
How
been a
you
while.
doing, Tina? Yeah, it has been a while. I don't know. Here's what I know the most. I can't stand none of them. Listening to the sounds of their voices drives me nuts. The stupidity. I thought shit was stupid when Obama was in office. We have gone beyond anything I can fucking comprehend with stupidity now. Every day somebody comes up with something dumber, and it's hard. I thought that'd be too hard to do, but apparently it isn't. And now they're telling us that the supply chain could be another 2 years being in a bad position. It's like, well, here's the deal. Quit with the fucking COVID bullshit. Unload the fucking ships, and vooly, the goddamn thing is solved. It's not that fucking hard. Stop selling our country out to China and start making shit in America, and the problem is solved. There's a lot of things that could be solved very easily, if we just started being more self-contained like Trump was trying to do. And he didn't even get that far, really, but at least he was doing something to bring us back. We were, energy independent. There was all kinds of shit going on that was actually good for the country. Um, Personally, I believe that $2 for a gallon of gas is way too fucking high, judging by how many taxes are on it and how much profit the oil company's making out of it. But it's a lot better than a three something here, or $4 or $5, like, or whatever it is in California. Matt was telling us. Sorry, I mean, numbers don't lie. I don't care who you are. You can say whatever you want. Numbers don't lie. We went from down here $2 to almost four
Now,
now, and that's almost 100%. And it's time to, just stop fucking lying. Stop fucking lying.
Correct.
now I don't know
It's like the
what's
guy in
going
North
on.
Carolina. Oh, I'm glad that 3 guys went to fucking jail. Really? You glad? The motherfucker pulled the end of the shotgun barrel with the guy and shot his fucking self. That guy didn't kill him. The guy shot himself. The other
Law of
guy's finger was
physics.
on the goddamn trigger. And if that fucking son of a bitch had come up to my fucking truck like that, I'd have got out armed too. So fuck him. But no, there's 3 guys. They're going to prison for a long fucking time. And everybody's happy about that? What? Is this our way of saying we have white guilt over what we did to blacks? No. If you're stupid enough to grab the end of a fucking shotgun, and I might add the wrong end, then you know what? You kind of get what you deserve, dumbass.
Yeah. All the while, Kyle Rittenhouse is like the devil incarnate
Yeah.
for defending himself
Yeah.
on
Well,
video.
And now everybody's mad at him on our side because he likes BLM, they say, or whatever, which wasn't exactly what he said, number one. And number two,
No.
because he's after Lynn Wood, his former lawyer. I mean, how the fuck does anybody on Facebook know what Lynn Wood does? Even F. Lee
Right.
Bailey spent half his time in court over people suing him. I mean, Lynn Wood is one of them guys. He's a camera whore, is what he is. Okay,
Exactly.
he got in the spotlight with Kyle Rittenhouse. We don't know what the fuck happened, and why in the hell would Kyle Rittenhouse say anything about him if he didn't actually do something shady? You know, he was
Something
coached
happened.
for this whole fucking thing. So there is zero way that Kyle Rittenhouse would have got on there and said anything, because by now Kyle Rittenhouse is everything but an expert on libel.
Yes. And he has all the cards, in his house right about now. He has the whole deck, and then he has like a 6-deck shoe in his house. And he can play any card he wants. Why would he lie about what Lynn Wood did? I mean, why?
Mm-hmm.
There's no
because
reason
these
for
are
it.
heroes of the these are heroes of the right. You can't say bad things about them. They're perfect. No. We have a lot of morons on our side. We have people still saying Trump's coming back into office
my
very
side.
soon. No, he's not. No, he's not. He's not. He'll be lucky if he could get reelected.
Trump won't run again. There's no point.
I gotta tell you,
There's no point to
our
it.
fucking side, as they call it, the right, okay, is just as bad as the left. We spend half the day arguing with leftists. And we go home, we go to all our friends on Facebook, say, I was just arguing with leftists, and now we won, yay! And the left is going, I was just arguing with a right person, and we won, yay! And everybody's saying, you should do your research, go watch YouTube and watch a video of some guy that says exactly what you want him to say. Oh, dear God, shut the fuck up! Everyone shut the fuck up. None of you know what you're talking about. I'm still waiting for 30,000 indictments to be served. And that's been how fucking long now that you told us this? I'm still waiting for Obama to go to jail, Hillary to go to jail, and all I keep hearing is, it's coming, folks. It's coming, folks. What's coming? Other than the end of the country, because nobody can stop and think for one fucking second that it ain't the left and it ain't the right. It's the government. They don't give a shit about any of us. Good God.
It's the way it was designed. That's a fact. It's
Yeah,
made to keep little people little and let big people flourish. It don't
it's
matter what they say about them.
it's
They
all
still,
by design.
yeah.
It's
Those guys,
it's
they're
it's
all in it
not just
together.
some happenstance. It's all by design. From the
Yeah.
left, the right, the middle, the top, the bottom,
Well,
in every corner.
I gotta give you another
Hey,
bad prediction. You know how shit starts in California and filters around different places. Gas station I go to every other day, the pumps are shut down. They got them crime taped off. They're not working. So they're gonna starve you for gas one day and let you get gas the next day. They've been doing this for like a week now, regularly, every other day. I'm like, I go in there and go,
Right?
what's wrong with the fucking pumps? They're like, oh, I don't know. They have to meter them or check them. They just shut it down. They close the gas station every other day. It's fuck. You can't get gas. They're trying to fucking suffocate everybody. Watch. Don't doubt that you might start seeing shit like this. Don't doubt it.
Oh, it's all socially engineered. That's the way it goes. It's like this new COVID variant. Boy, it sure is timely, ain't it? So they can just come up with some new demands that lock your ass down, and you get more shots. Get the shots don't do a fucking thing. They don't stop it. They don't stop you from contracting it. They don't stop you from passing it on. It
Oh
ain't
yeah,
like the
that
measles, the mumps, rubella, polio, all this crap. You got a
this
booster
gas
like
station,
once,
this gas station is right next to Home Depot, and there's at least 30 guys illegal sitting around waiting to get day jobs.
right?
They're no big. They sit there all fucking day. Nobody gives a fuck.
Right.
They just sit. They go into the grocery store after noon when they don't think nobody's going to pick them up. They buy beer and shit and sit out there and
Yeah.
drink all
They
afternoon.
didn't have to work. They didn't have to work
Yeah,
that day. They got enough
yeah.
money.
Nobody's coming to get them, or if they don't come get you in the morning, they ain't coming to get you. So then
Right.
they just party in the fucking parking lot. You know what I mean? It's a fucking
Correct.
joke. It's a joke, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
What a shit show we live in.
Yeah, at the end of the day, the only real Republicans are Democrats and libertarians and liberals and all that shit. It's all made up. That's all we,
It's
not the
true.
politicians. They're all
Yeah.
in it together. They're all the same. It don't matter if they're Democrats or Republicans. Every
Oh,
now and then you'll get a guy in his first couple, 3 years, he'll try to change the world. And they'll be like, you either settle in and do what we're doing or get the fuck out. And that's
it's
what
it,
happens.
it's all the same breed of dog, and if you don't, adhere to their rules, you're ousted. I mean, they'll all work against you.
Have you noticed all the so-called Democrats
goddamn
resigning
school
this year?
boards.
Yeah. Plus Republicans,
Goddamn
Yeah,
school
and
boards
Republicans.
are having the cops arrest parents. The goddamn
Right.
school
yeah,
boards are having cops arrest parents, throughout the country now. The school boards aren't doing what the parents want because the school boards, the 5 people or 6 people on a school board apparently know more than the parents do. I got to tell you, it's time for parents to fucking. And the problem is, the parents don't want to make the sacrifice to, bring their kids home and teach them there. So what's happening? They go in there and argue with these people, and these people are going to just say "fuck you" and have you arrested or thrown out of the meeting, or they're not going to let you speak, or they're going to lock you out of the meeting, or they're going to do this, or they're going to do whatever the hell they do. Parents need to make the sacrifices and say, maybe we don't need this $500,000 home. Let's go get a cheaper one and bring the kids home and teach them something.
Correct the
It's that,
mundo.
and I'm sorry, but that's it. Americans, I keep hearing about the Civil War and the Revolutionary War, but nobody wants to make the sacrifice to actually start one, like with their life or something, or not be able to go to Walmart to buy a 58-inch TV or some shit or another. Or I got a job, I can't go. Yeah, well, you know what? Hey, there needs to be some sacrifices made at the very least. I mean, we're doing right here, right now, we're doing the absolute least we can fucking do by opening our mouths, regardless of what fucking Facebook thinks. Putting our faces to our mouths, and nobody else wants to do that shit. Now, I don't get it. It's not that fucking hard, and you just say what the hell you think. Period.
Yeah. Well, you're a cancel culture, man. Everybody's getting canceled and they're scared as fuck. And I gotta say, if anybody goes out of their way to cancel me, good for you. I mean, you just killed a fucking low level blue collar fucking worker. Good for you.
Yeah, you just
You
wasted your
accomplished something.
fucking time.
Exactly.
Who cares?
I'll work
'Cause
my
I
fucking
couldn't
asses
give
off.
two shits.
They don't care about us. Listen, if we had
No.
100,000 or 500,000 followers, then we'd be canceled in the New York second. Would it matter? Probably not, because who the fuck are we anyway? Having 500,000 followers today is like having, the kid in school the girl in school had all the friends. Okay. In the end, what did it really fucking matter? Okay. But the kids today, they think the more followers you have, the more important you are. And we're not that fucking important. It's that fucking simple. Whether we got 6 people watching or 5,000 or 20,000, it makes no fucking difference.
Right.
No.
I don't give a damn who. You know what? It's about time people say you can be demonized all you want, Alan. It's time for us to start making a few sacrifices. I mean, at least speak the fuck up. Okay, instead of whispering behind closed doors, it's time to fucking start speaking the fuck up.
Put yourself on record, man. That's how shit gets established. That's how you do it.
But it ain't gonna happen. I've been screaming this for 7 years, and it's not gonna happen.
Buddy, I tell you what, I call my state representatives, I call a lot of people. I don't leave them stupid, fucking belligerent, redneck, ignorant messages. I don't do that dumb shit. I call them and explain to them how much I love them and I wish them well, and I want them to bring good to our country. And it's like you're fighting a war that don't exist. Why can't we all just work on this shit together? That's all you got to do. Just spread the word. If you call them and tell them how much you hate them, that just feeds to their fire, man. That gives them more of what they thought you were to begin with. But if you call them with an actual scripted paragraph or two that you can fit into a message on their caller ID or answer machine, whatever the hell it is, I'm gonna sound like fucking Joe Biden now. I'm wandering off into the distance. But at the end of the day, it makes a difference. You might touch one of those fuckers. They might actually see that, there's people out there that do care about what surrounds them. And I'm not seeing a whole lot of that, man. I see people call and get belligerent. Belligerent don't work ever in any situation. It might on here because we're expressing our feelings, but when you're talking one-on-one to a personality, you don't want a conflict. You want to be able to emotionally talk to them.
I agree with you. That's why I would never be a good politician. Yeah, that's why I agree. I agree with him because that's why I could never be a politician. Because the stupidity is just mind-numbingly. It's like an abortion, man. I can't. I don't know. I don't fucking know. I get to the point where I don't even know what to say anymore because it's so ridiculous.
Yeah,
well, you're going to wake up and read the news, and everything you're going to read is a fucking lie. Everything coming out of a politician's mouth is a lie, even if it's what you want to hear. You know they don't fucking mean it because you look at what they're doing and they're not doing anything to stop it.
The
Correct.
crazy part about a politician,
And they
usually they're
always
doing
got a
something.
fucking excuse.
They're doing something in one hand to keep you busy, while they're
Go ahead.
finagling something. They're finagling something over here to fuck us all up. And at the end of the day, most of them just want their pockets lined. That's all they want. They just want to be fucking rich. And that's about the only way a mediocre person
Yep.
can be rich, is to be a politician.
They want to know how much money we have in our bank accounts, and they want to know why. I want to
They
know how much
already
money
know.
they have in their bank accounts, and I know why. I want to know why, because I find that much more illegal and interesting. But no, that's not going to happen. How did somebody
They
go
know.
into politics making a couple $100,000 a year, and suddenly within 2 years they got $4 million fucking dollars? It's easy. There's no doubt there's insider trading. They got the ins on all these fucking lobbyists and what to invest in and so on and so forth. It's obvious, but who's doing anything about it? No one.
Yeah.
If the federal
Nobody
government,
has the balls.
if the federal government doesn't know what I make every paycheck, why does the IRS know exactly what to fucking take out of my check?
Right.
That's a good point,
It's
Nick.
bullshit. It's bullshit.
I haven't heard.
They know
I
exactly
haven't
what's
heard.
going
I
into
haven't
my
heard
bank
it put that
account.
way.
Yeah, they know
Yeah.
exactly what's going into my bank account. I do direct deposit. If I was doing some shady shit and, selling drugs on the sly, I'm not going to put it in my goddamn bank account like an
Right.
ignorant moron.
Yeah.
That's going to be cash,
Gonna rip it out.
money, millionaire, pocket.
Rip it out.
Exactly, Matt. You see what I'm saying? You don't do some stupid shit. Criminals are smarter than the actual people that think they're stupid. I mean, no. Criminals.
Nick could be ripping out some drywall in his house. Nick would
What?
suddenly have all new drywall in his house.
And I don't have an ounce of drywall in my house. It's all paneling. But I'd be
Well,
ripping out paneling
Well,
to do
then,
something. Get a bunch of fucking coffee cans buried in the backyard. Something. It's not
it's
going to
like
go into bank.
well, them
it's like
spaces
these.
between them 4-inch spaces between the studs is great for stacking money up in the walls.
Right. Right. My old great grandmother, my mom's grandmother, that woman lived poor as a church mouse. Had no AC. She had one box fan in her house. And this woman had cash. She didn't speak a word of English. Cash sewn into her mattress, which was like a goose down mattress. This thing was like 2 feet thick. And her pillows, you sleep on her pillows. You get a quill stuck in your head. And when she passed away,
Yeah.
yeah, you'd pull them out and you get a whole feather. And me and my older brother, we'd love to go spend a week or so with that old woman during the summertime when we weren't in school. And how we conversed with each other, because we didn't speak French and she didn't speak English, but we all got along together. We'd put together these big ass puzzles, puzzle pieces and everything. I mean, huge. And this old lady, when she passed away, they were all fighting to see who was going to take control of her old ass shack that she lived in, because she never spent a dime. And they found money in the walls, sewn into her bed mattress, everything you can imagine. She saved everything.
That's cool.
Yeah. Oh, and she died at like 94 years old.
Heck yeah. That's like somebody like Sean Hannity. You would never figure what that man would be worth. You wouldn't figure that he'd be worth $450 million, and you
Right.
wouldn't think that he makes 40 million a year on Fox News. But he's probably the highest paid one. But I know Tucker Carlson is running a close second.
Tucker's ratings are higher than Sean right about now.
Yeah. I'm sure his pay scale got bumped up. I actually checked that like months ago, but Tucker was already on the rise at the time anyway. But
Oh, and
more
CNN's figuring out, or MSNBC, one of them, figuring out who the hell they're going to fire next.
right.
Like this Joy Reid POS.
Yeah. They still go.
She's,
Who was it
she's
that's got the news?
untouchable.
She,
She's untouchable. Are you kidding?
Who's the guy that
That'd
touched
be
his stuff on the
racist
Zoom
if they
call?
fired her for
she
fuck's
is a
sake.
horrible.
Come on.
She's a
Good
horrible
joke.
human being. I don't even know if you could call her a human being. She's just fucking.
Yeah.
That woman,
Doesn't
bitch
matter.
has got. She just has no soul, man.
no,
She's
She is
despicable.
just an angry
She's a
bitch
whore.
at the most racist woman, black woman I've ever seen in my life.
That's what they want her to do, and she does it well.
Well, I saw a story that there's kind of talks in the ranks that she may be on the outs kind of soon,
Yeah.
but it might be
I heard
bullshit.
that. I heard that
Oh,
too.
because
man.
they had that better looking black woman that did a guest spot for her. They're probably going,
Huh.
you know,
A little more
whatever her name
savory,
was.
a little
No,
more
her name was
racist, if that's possible.
well, no, not anymore, but just as much, but
Not any
younger and
less.
better looking.
Well, there you
Did
go.
like a guest spot for her, took over for a couple of days. They're like, yeah,
Yeah.
people want to see her.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can get rid of the extraordinarily paid host and get in an entry level and increase their income immediately by not having to pay the one that they just say get the fuck out.
That's the same thing they always said with like women that were on local news, like weather girls. After they get to be 35, you gotta get a new one, a young one. Get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? Same thing.
Right? Yeah. Everybody has their age limit in the news, and then once they reach a certain level of income, then and the news and their ratings drop to shit. Then the news organization says, this one just ain't worth it anymore. So we're gonna start from the bottom again. And this new woman says, "Oh shit, I got a job. I'll take whatever they're gonna give me." So it's bare minimum. Then this person has to work their way up from now on. So the news organization is saving money nonstop.
Yeah.
Like that one chick on The View that got pretty much blew up on Whoopi and other chick. What was her name? Freaking Megan or anyway, she don't work there no more. I guess she
Right.
had
Megan
some kind
McCain.
of McCain. There you go.
Megan
Yeah,
McCain. Yeah,
she
she
finally
straight
had
up
enough
said,
of it.
She's
"Fuck
a
y'all."
she's a
Yeah, there's a
fucking
good.
pig too. She's a fucking.
Yeah,
I hate that.
she's a pig.
Yeah, she's just as much of a POS, but it's sad that it's bad when she had enough of their bullshit because she was full of shit too.
Yeah, she called herself a fucking Republican. My ass.
Like her dad.
Right. Yeah.
Everybody
Trump
forgets McCain was a Democrat and who switched parties and brought all his Democratic tendencies with him. Everybody forgets that.
trying
John
to change the
McCain was
Republican
never a
Party.
Republican. He was,
Yeah.
he was just a Democrat in Republican clothing is all he was.
Yeah. He was the wolf that blew the pig's house down from the inside. That's what he was.
The funny thing, Trump was a Democrat.
Yep.
Trump flip-flopped everywhere
Yeah.
they needed him to be. That was the way it went for Trump. And I think he found where he really needed to be, apparently. Maybe. Who knows? But the Democrats
Trump was
sure
more
loved
of an
him when he was
independent.
donating to them. Yeah, he was an independent. Put it that way.
He was
flip-flopped
an
wherever
independent,
he
but he
needed
had
to
to
be.
go with the Republican. he had to no when he was running for president, he had to go with someone, and it was certainly wasn't going to be the Democrats.
Well, no, he wasn't
I
going
don't think they were most of the Republicans didn't like him, and I don't think he liked most of them.
No.
Well, you know what really killed Donald Trump when he first started was when he tore into McCain, talking about he liked his POWs that didn't get captured or some shit. I don't know. There's
Right.
heroes that didn't get captured in the war.
Yeah, he's not a
I like
hero because he got captured or whatever.
I like my POWs that don't. I like my POWs that don't blow up their own fucking ship and don't talk to the enemy. That's who I like.
Exactly.
Okay,
Exactly.
because I don't care what they talk about McCain and what a hero he was. I'm going to listen to the guys who were there who said he wasn't, because the guys who
Yeah.
were there are the ones who know.
Yeah.
Politicians and everybody else who try to whitewash McCain's bullshit. Sorry, not gonna listen to you. Fuck McCain
Yeah.
and fuck his fat daughter.
That takes away the validity of every other POW in the whole world. My fucking uncle, man, he was a POW in Germany when he got captured. He was like the only one of three guys left in his battalion, and he surrendered to the Germans, thinking they was going to be nice to him and take care of him. And they're not like the U.S. They don't be nice and take care of anybody. They will starve you to fucking death. They will take you on death marches, and if you fall down, they will shoot you in your fucking head and leave you where you lay. And that's what they did.
Yep.
And my uncle said, yeah, yeah. But he said the only thing that kept him alive was a bowl of potato fucking water. Every day he got one bowl of water, and it wasn't soup. It was what they rinsed off the potatoes in when they cooked them for the soldiers. The potato water. That's all they got. And some skin, potato skins. They're a bunch of. Go ahead.
That's a pleasant holiday story.
That's fucked up.
Happy fucking Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. That's a great meal these guys had.
The sacrifices of our soldiers, son.
Oh, yeah.
They ate like champs.
Yeah,
I tell you what, you had to be
them guys
that'd
back
be a
then
tough-
were. I saw a
Tough
picture
muscle.
today of some British POWs with the Japanese, and they were just skin and bones sitting there from the way they starved them.
Yeah.
When
my
you
uncle
feed
was
them a
200.
bowl of rice a day and working them 18 hours, that's what happens.
He was 206 pounds when he got captured, according to him, and he was 72 when he got released. He was nothing but a few organs and some skin and a few bones. That's about it. Fucking
I
terrible.
imagine he had to stay in the hospital for a long time too, till he gained some weight back.
He stayed in overseas, hospital in Germany, and he didn't come home for like 3 months. It was
Well, that's what you got, like prior generations that have had real fucking traumatic experiences that are undescribable. And today, people think you call them a name, they're traumatized. It's like it's a joke.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah, and the wars they used to fight ain't like the wars that they fight today. That's for sure.
Can you imagine being on a Higgins boat going up on Omaha Beach, knowing that you are gonna fucking die because the whole fucking beach is blanketed with machine gun fire, airplanes coming, all that bullshit, and you get called a name now, and you're sad and have to go screaming to the press? Are you fucking kidding me?
If that's what hurts your feelings, you need to rethink life. I mean,
I heard a recent story about a couple of my friends at work. Their sons and daughters have joined the Marine Corps, or different one, Air Force and Marine Corps rather. Anyway, when you first get into basic, they give you stress passes. You get 2 of them, and you can use that. You can use that during your whole thing. Well, these guys all banded together and said, "Look, we're not going to invoke these fucking passes. We're taking those straight back and laying them on the bucket. And that's what they did. They walked back out of formation and laid those back on the bucket beside their platoon leader.
They handed them out in the Corps.
They handed them
I
out in
could
the Corps.
imagine the Air Force, but
Well, you know why they do that shit, right? They'll let you use your two passes. They'll let you use your two passes, and then when those two passes are done, they're going to fucking pile drive your ass, dude. You ain't never going to see the end of push-ups, or you could go your ass home. One of the two.
Well, yeah. I mean, why do they give you the two passes in the first place?
Well, they want to test your validity. They want to see what you're about.
If you're gonna use one, well, that might be psychological. I don't know.
Yeah,
never thought of it that way.
That's what it is.
There's no such thing as a fucking pass of any fucking sort.
Right?
Yeah, they hand out these. I don't know, but I think they're like green, like almost like a green card. You know, like, sorry, stop.
My feelings are hurt. My feelings
I can't
hurt.
handle it anymore. And,
I got
do that
hemorrhoids
a couple of times and see what happens to your ass.
You're done after
then
that.
they figure out how big of a pussy you are.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, boy, come here.
That's when
we gonna handle it on your ass.
That's when the training begins, son.
That's where it begins.
Yeah, they're going.
We had guys that are weak-minded in boot camp, and they lasted about 2 weeks. And we started with 70, ended up with about 30, 35. And that's what happens. If you're fat, you get lost. If you're weak, you get lost. If you're all kinds of shit makes you get lost. And you end up going home. Okay, that's how come you start with 70 and you end up with 35.
Yep. Yeah, my dad told me that he had his own Gomer pile within, when he was in the Army.
Everybody has their clinger, and their radar and all that shit.
He said we had our Gomer pile, and we had to just tell this motherfucker, you better nut up and do what you have to do, or it's going to be a bad situation for you. And he said, he said the dude toughened the fuck up and made it through. I'm like, well, great.
I did when we do PT. When I was in, we used to do PT in combat boots, and I got some big ass blisters on my ankle bone, on the side of your ankle from the combat boots. And I was like, God damn, I'm not gonna get recycled, take a medical, and have to do this shit again. So I just wrapped toilet paper around my fucking ankle, like fucking 5 times around. Every morning I'd wrap toilet paper around that fucker. It would bleed. Yeah, and I would be like, it never got effective. Like finally it got, we got done doing that shit. I was like, I'll do whatever I can not to get fucking recycled or, I don't know what they call it everywhere else, but, drop out, medical dropout or whatever. Fuck that. No. Oh, yeah, it fucking hurt so bad. But I would get it when we woke up in the morning. I would to go shit, shower, and shave. I'd wrap fucking 5 rolls of fucking toilet paper on my ankle and just go do it.
Then you had that nasty fucking scab at the end of the day. You had to pluck off of it.
That was fine.
and I've never been in the military, but like my dad told me, he said none of that shit fit right anyway. So you're marching, you're jogging, none of those boots fit you right. You got blisters out the yang. I mean, it's just
they're not the greatest fucking quality shit either.
No,
you're not.
My dad has a size 12 foot, and wide, 12 deep. I mean, this is a big motherfucker. And he said, as big as I was, the boots didn't fit. They just it just didn't work.
Nope.
And, he said, blisters out the ass, everything you can imagine that could happen from having to, run 5 miles, 10 miles a day in the heat and everything you can imagine. He said, my feet were fucked up. you know, and they're still fucked up.
Yeah, the boots were actually mine fit me the first time I put them on. Within about 6 hours of wearing them, they stretched out. By within a month of them stretching out, you could just lift up your foot and shake it, and the boots flopping back and forth.
Right.
You know, it just and what are you gonna do? Complain?
No. Back of the line, soldier.
Yeah, exactly.
Figure out a way to blow the boot out. Maybe they give you another pair. Or they chew your ass one.
No, they don't. They make you. We didn't. None of us. We thought we were getting them for free. We didn't realize you got all your pay when you were done at camp, boot camp.
After you paid for all the clothes, you got your pay.
Half of that pay went to pay for your fucking uniform. Yeah, after they paid you, you found out half your pay went to uniforms. I'm like, really? I joined this motherfucker, went through 3 months of fucking hell, and now you're gonna make me pay for this shit?
Yeah, especially when taxpayers bought it anyway. Damn.
I volunteered to pay the government to work for the government. Dude, I swear to God, same shit I do in my job. I have to pay these people to work there. Every couple of years, I have to get my licenses renewed. I have a state license and a tribal license, security clearance. State license, they pay for. It's $100 that they pay for. $60 I have to pay for the tribal license. Tribe is making money off of me for me to work for the tribe. Seriously.
Yeah.
For a piece of paper.
That sounds
for a piece of paper. $60 for a piece of paper.
And
I have to do
that
all the
they
work.
could maybe the background checks and shit they care about, but all the certifications, as long as you can fix shit, they don't give a fuck about that. The state don't give a shit about that. Nobody does. That's a revenue thing. It's like DUI school. Do you really think that anybody gives a shit about you having a DUI? Hell no. We figured it out one day how much the state of Florida makes on DUIs, and it's a lot of fucking money every day at that DUI school. A lot.
Right. The thing is, the state police do all the background checks. The tribe just, relays off of it and says, "Okay, well he passed federal, state, criminal, civil. Okay, good. Pay us $60."
That I have to tell everyone we have a guest, and well, God help us, really. Here we go.
Here we go.
Really,
I'm gonna have to go get a smoke break on this one.
The only thing about the local government paying those guys to keep their mouth shut, basically, to the DMV or to the state licensing people about DUIs. When you pay for a DUI school, all that is just keeping the Gestapo from passing it on to the next Gestapo. So it's a toss around game is what it is. You either don't have your fucking license or you go to DUI school. That's the way it goes. And then you can pay $1,200, $1,400 to get that shit reinstated. Correct. That's how it's a whole crazy money system, man. It's all it is.
Hey, Nicky.
Hey, Kevin. Big
you don't even know how to spell Gestapo.
I couldn't give two shits less either.
I'm the one that said it, actually, so. Okay, dokie.
Yeah.
Gestapo.
If once in a while, people would actually look at the camera, that would be good. He's wandering around his house all the time. I don't know, or somebody's house.
He got
fucking redneck.
He got smell-o-vision up in that bitch. Ain't no fucking television. Oh.
Das sprechen Sie Deutsch.
Sprechen Sie Deutsch, das ist mein Haus ist groß.
Come on,
Samar.
Kommen Sie her. Das ist kurz.
Raus mit der.
How you? Let's see. French for redneck. Rouge neck. I don't know what the hell redneck is.
Rook. root. Like my truck is red. This last wagon is root.
Huh? No, you speaking Chinese right about now. I didn't hear a damn word you
No, my last wagon is root.
said. Your last wagon
My
is
truck
what?
is red. Root. Root. R-O-T, root.
Watch out.
Root?
Watch out. This is my chair.
Root.
Go.
That's how you say. That's how you say red is a root. R-O-T. Root.
Or that's
Riot.
rod.
R-O-T. Ask Matt. He'll tell you.
Yeah, that
Whatever.
spells rot to me. Root.
Root. Root.
Root. Root.
Like blood. Blood is blood and root is red.
Boot is boat.
And if you want to say son of a bitch in Italian, all you got to do is go figlio de puttana.
Yeah.
You know how to say son of a bitch
You
in
gotta say it
redneck?
with your hands.
Some
Vai for culo, figlio de puttana. You gotta hold your hands up like that when you say
Yeah,
it.
che faccio se culo.
I don't know that cuss word.
So small penis.
In redneck, it's son of a bitch.
Okay, well, we got all the niceties and your curse words out of the way.
We got all the curse words out there.
What's his name today? Big
balls in Bama.
balls man in Bama.
Big balls in Bama.
Well, that's special.
Wow.
Look who's on television.
Who's that?
Shoot him.
Who?
Les Miles.
I don't know who that is.
That's who that is.
Who?
Did y'all see
it's
that game?
Whatever his name is.
no.
Nick Saban.
Nick Saban, that dude. Yeah, that piece of shit.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did y'all see that game? My God.
No.
I don't watch sports.
Everybody kept saying Alabama was going to lose because we was down, couldn't do anything, couldn't do shit. In second or third overtime, we beat Auburn.
Second or
Came
third
from behind in
overtime?
the fourth
Boy,
quarter.
that was just fucking awesome.
That's world all right.
Man, I tell you, but we still could have won the national championship. All we have to do is beat Georgia, which we won't beat Georgia. Georgia's too good this year.
God damn it!
You know it.
That's just
LSU's playing right about now.
I can't deal with it anymore. God damn it!
Ooh, LSU playing Mississippi State.
Oh, LSU, they. I don't know that Goofy, that guy they got down there now, pay him all that money.
Well, they winning.
Yeah, but he's a goofy son of a bitch.
Who? Orgeron?
Orgeron. He acts like one of them damn coon asses.
He acts like
just
one?
like him. Yeah.
It's not an act.
With the last name, I'm guessing he probably is one.
It's not an act.
No, I like him all. I like him all right, but he had one in a 100-year quarterback signed down there, and they won the national championship. And how's Hickey doing in the pros anyway?
Oh God!
The one who was playing down there.
I don't know. I don't watch sports.
I don't know who Hickey Do is.
I don't know who Hickey Do is either.
He was a good quarterback. For LSU.
He plays for the Red. He plays for the Redskins, don't he?
He was good in college.
If those guys made $60,000 a year, I'd watch them. But making the money they make, I don't watch them.
You know his name. He played for LSU.
Hickey Do?
Yeah, Hickey Do. I can't remember his name.
Ricky Hickey Do? I don't know.
If you can't remember,
Ricky Ticky Tabby? I don't know what the fuck his name is.
He was pretty good for LSU. He won the Heisman.
Tyler Hanke?
Yes,
Tyler Hanke.
yes. Tyler Hanke.
He plays for the fucking Redskins.
I don't know who the
Yes,
fuck that
yes.
is.
It's Tyler Hanke.
Okay.
He starts for the Redskins. Good God, nobody's
Exactly.
listening.
I'm listening. You got it
Fantastic.
right. It's Tyler Hanke who starts for the Redskins, who was at LSU.
Okay, so how is Snot Rag doing? I don't know.
Well, he's doing good. He's not. He was better in college.
Good for him. Well, that doesn't affect the price of tea in China to me. I don't give a fuck how he's doing, but that
But he played for
gets you
LSU.
erect. That's fine. I don't care. I don't give a fuck about LSU either. I don't.
Well,
What the fuck
what
you
if
talking
what if I
about?
do? What if I do and what if Nikki do?
That's great.
Hickey do, Nikki do.
You can keep it in your pants, I guess. I don't know. Nobody else seems to fucking care.
What was his for all kidding aside, Nikki? What's his name?
He's not here. You're on your own.
Oh,
he just said, "I'll see you later."
hey Google, who won the Heisman Trophy for LSU? Joe Burrow.
That bitch is lying. Fucking Google whore.
Joe Burrow.
No, it's Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow's doing pretty good.
Well, that
Did
one,
the Gators
that
lose?
one's. I haven't heard about that. They were off today, weren't they?
No, they're playing FSU. Big game.
Oh
They
God,
suck.
I hope they beat FSU. Yeah. Oh, I can't understand what's going on with Mullen. With all that talent down there, man. If anybody who coaches down there, they
He
should
got
be able to
fired.
just.
That's what's going on with him. They fired him.
I know, but what I'm saying is, why can't people win it, Florida, with all the talent down there? I'll tell you one thing: me and you could coach at Florida with all that kind of talent. We could coach them.
I really figure I don't care that much. They don't pay my bills.
Well,
they're barely even on TV, and I live 50 miles away. The game today wasn't on TV because I don't get that. I don't get ESPN in my fucking satellite package or whatever it is.
Yeah. Tennessee was beating shit out of Vanderbilt, and Alabama, they were behind until right there at the end. They didn't score a touchdown, field goal, nothing right there to the end, and they went into like third or fourth overtime and beat Auburn 22-20.
Well, sounds like a great day at your house, there, Kevin.
We're not. I don't think we're good enough to beat Georgia. Georgia's good this year. Georgia's got a good football team.
I don't even care. I don't care who wins the national championship. I don't care who's in the playoffs. I don't care who wins the bowl games. I don't care about any of that shit.
Kevin,
it's all about
we
money.
aren't good enough. What position do you play, Kevin?
I was offensive lineman.
Well, you're not playing now.
I was a tackle. The worst position on the field.
I bet you were plenty in the locker room. You were tackling people on our show with it.
Yeah, man, I'll tell you what. I know tackle is the worst position on a football team.
I was the guy under the bleachers filling the quarterback's girlfriend's tits.
Yeah, you the smartest one of the whole bunch then.
Hey, Kevin, let me ask you a question.
Nick says you were a cheerleader.
I would have been a cheerleader. If I do over again, I would have been a cheerleader.
Well, you know, if Bruce Jenner can
hanging
do
out
it,
with the
there's no
girls.
hope for you. Come on. You know what I mean?
Hanging, hell yeah, hanging out with the girls.
Oh, yeah. Now, Kevin, let me ask you a serious question. Do you believe the NASA moon landings were a hoax, or were they real?
I thought they real.
You believe so? Let me ask you another question. How could they penetrate the Van Allen radiation belt before they get to the moon? It's impossible.
You know, Matt, it's actually on record that they can't go above that. They've never been able to go above that even now. That's why you see these space exploration little pods they shoot up in the air don't go past that. They turn around and come right back.
They can't, because all their photographic and their cameras and everything would have been fucking X-rayed to death. Even the astronauts. That's all a joke, man.
Yeah.
Well,
Space
they
landing
probably
never
box them
happened.
up. They probably
Space
put them in
landing never
boxes
happened.
before they send them up there.
Even, what was the name? Fucking Buzz Aldrin said, yeah, maybe someday we can go to the moon, but we never did. And it was supposed to have been caught like in a candid conversation with someone he didn't think was being videoed. But, I mean, it's hard to distinguish something like that, honestly.
I don't know. I think they went to the moon.
There's a lot of conspiracy out there, that's for sure about it. I don't know. I wasn't there. I'll say that. I wasn't even born yet.
You weren't
one thing,
born yet. I
I'd-
remember watching it. I was fucking 10 when they supposedly landed on the moon.
Right?
1969.
Yeah, I probably just got loaded into my dad's balls to be shot on board. I would guess. Would have been about that time.
See,
I
now
guess
Jerry
that night he
believes
felt
in
like.
it.
I guess
Jerry
that night he
believes in
felt
moon
like
landings
Rocket
anyway.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I believe there
Maybe
was a
that
moon
was
lander, but it happened in a
inspiration.
studio. It happened in a studio in California, in a
Yes.
water surrounding. There was a big scene set up underwater, and there was actually camera bubbles and all kind of bubbles and shit you could see in the film. That's why they made it really super grainy to where you couldn't really see the bubbles back then. But now with the 4K, they still let some shit slip. And the new stuff that you see is even filmed underwater in their little training pods or whatever you want to call it. That's what it
Oh,
looks like.
dear God, you're all been around Mac too fucking long.
Bullshit, man.
That's common knowledge, man. That's just cool.
You're talking about 50 years ago, supposedly we went to the
Yeah,
moon.
no, it's not.
But they haven't been able to fucking duplicate it again.
In 62
In 50
years.
fucking years.
62 years.
No, 69. No, because I was 10 in 69. I'm only 62 right now.
Oh, 69. I don't know what I'm thinking. Yeah, I don't know what I'm
59.
thinking. My bad.
59 years. They haven't been able to do it again. It's a joke, man.
Yeah. Or they lost interest in it, so they say. We haven't wanted to go back.
Well, yeah, there was no point to do it again, really. What's the point?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Impossible.
Still looking for that damn flag. Yeah, there's a flag up there somewhere.
The Van Allen radiation belt between the Earth and the Moon would have destroyed all their photographic bullshit and cameras, would have radiated them. The film, everything would have been fucking fucked up, let alone the astronauts probably would have been dead. Supposedly that doesn't make any difference. I don't know.
When the scientists came up with that theory, they were counteracted by they found a hole, one specific area they could enter or exit through and enter through. They had to be at the right trajectory at a certain speed, or it would burn up their plates on their craft. So yeah, I don't know, dude.
Well, I don't understand how they got all these. The Apollo astronauts were all like former military pilots and all that. How did they get them to go along with this shit? Is what I don't know. They
Oh,
get them a payday or what? I don't know. You're gonna be a
well,
superstar or what? I
you
don't
go
know.
look,
You know, they
go look at
picked the
their
right
interviews.
ones that would go along with it or what? You know, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, you can go back and look at the interviews. If it looks on their faces, they don't look too enthused. If I'd been in the fucking moon, dude, I'd be talking about it like a little schoolgirl. I mean, you would never hear the end of that shit. Be like, motherfucker, I was on the moon. Fuck you. And can't nobody
Yeah,
say I've been to the damn moon. But
They
yeah. A lot
probably
of them
picked the
look
ones
like
with.
they're. A lot of them look like they're fucking lying during the interviews. Like, yeah, you know,
yeah,
yeah.
They probably picked the ones with the right stuff.
well, space exploration is not even going to be able to even happen until they get past the burning shit up theory. I mean, that's going to be, I mean, probably hundreds of years down the road, I'm guessing. You have to have moon material to be able to do that shit, I'm guessing. Or fucking asteroid material, the toughest material in the world. And that shit's too heavy to send up there because it'd fall on its damn face. So you telling me they make a fucking aluminum? I work with aluminum. That shit breaks and cracks like a motherfucker. You get it cold, and then a little bit of heat hits it, it'll break like hell. And I mean, hell, I work with some really high grade aluminum. You're talking $800 for a 4x4 damn sheet of it. So the stuff that they're putting on their planes and trains and automobiles supposedly are fucking aluminum based. Fuck, I don't even know what you call it. Extrusion that will go to the moon at Mach 20.
Well, I'll
That
tell
just
you
seems,
one thing right now. Those brownies my ex-wife used to cook, shit, they could withstand any sort of stress.
the what she used to cook.
Them damn brownies.
Just rub a little bit of that shit on it, they can go to space. Oh, hell. Well, there's a lot more far fetched things out there. I mean, I mean, everything is faith based. You trust the people that say they did it because they say they did it. Everybody's at faith value until you catch them in the act of not being truthful. So, what can you do? What can you say? Uh,
Hey, Captain Kirk went up there, and now Michael Strahan's going. With the Elon Musk thing on the SpaceX thing.
yeah, yeah, but you
So,
gotta think that little ride up there and back to them is fucking astronomical because they don't know any
and that's
better.
not space, but still.
You
Right.
take a good look at Captain Kirk. He couldn't last more than 10 minutes in space.
No.
Fucker's 80, what, 84-year old or some shit?
Yeah, and his ass, he looked like
No,
his
he's
ass was
fucking
biting
90.
buttonholes
He's
the whole time.
90.
Yeah, 90.
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say him and my dad, yeah.
My mom met him, because he
Right.
was all in this ambulance thing or whatever. My mom worked for, she was the assistant administrator of 2 local nursing homes here. And she went to a seminar, and she sat right on side of William Shatner. And she said, and my mom's 5'2". She said, he's a shark fucker. There ain't
Right.
much to him.
You know,
Okay.
that's the crazy thing. Most 90 or 91-year-olds can't make a trip to Kansas and back without getting sick. How the
Right.
fuck's this dude going to space and back?
Right. I guess
Uh,
he had a bucket list he had to finish off.
right.
In
Y'all
the end.
probably didn't know it, but those Higgins boats were made in Louisiana, New Orleans.
A whole lot of shit's made in Louisiana. We
Yeah,
have
the atomic
boat.
bomb was made at our nuclear plant in Oak Ridge, Tennessee.
Yeah, we got ship manufacturers. One of my best friends, he became a CAD designer way back in the day, and he worked for a local ship company. and they made like casino boats and ship vessels and you name it. He designed them all, and it was just amazing. And I can go just a few miles up the road, 30, 40 miles up the road, and watch them launch these boats off the shore out of their ship channels. And it's the most amazing thing to see with the water that they launch these big ass, like 190-foot, 200-foot boats, and they just dump it off into the damn ship channel. It's called the Mermentau, and that water just freaking rushes across the other bank and just causes a tidal wave.
And say those ships are probably made by Northrop Grumman, ain't they?
Well, it's right close to Northrop Grumman.
Yeah. Had an opportunity to go work for those guys once back when I was in welding school.
His brother, his younger brother, was actually worked for Chenault Air Force. He was a avionics mechanic, so he did all electrical work on airplanes. So he said never fly whatever that Mexican airline is. He said never fly that shit. He said because it's so fucked up when they get them. It took a total revamping of the entire wiring of those planes.
They probably got chickens on the fucking plane.
Yeah, he said you can't imagine how horrible it was when we got those planes. To
fucking iguanas.
Yeah, to finally do maintenance on these planes. He said to never fly whatever the hell it's called. This Mexican Air Mexico or whatever it was. It is. He said never fly that shit because they're so decrepit. It's pitiful.
Oh yeah, you can smoke. Probably. No telling what you can do.
Yep.
You got a rape room.
Right. And they're both military service. I think they both served in the Navy, and that's probably why they did what they did. One of my best friends, he
No,
designed boats.
senor, you must put quarters in the meter to keep the plane flying, please.
Right. It's about what it is. Well, hopefully, you might waste a quarter.
Motherfucker had three taco stands and a burrito oven to cook them.
Right. Yeah. I mean, anybody that gets on a plane these days, how much maintenance do they really do on these planes that they tell you about?
It's a lot better than it used to be.
I don't know, but every time I get on a plane, it seems like they're doing maintenance on it before we can take off because the flight's delayed for it. That makes you feel real good about life.
Exactly. Sorry, they gotta tighten your motor up.
First one I ever got.
I'll tell you what. As an aviation expert, the first 2 minutes after you take off is dangerous, and the last 8 minutes before you land is usually one or the other is where something goes wrong. It's not the in-between times. It's the beginning or the end.
Yes, those are the two scariest parts. Now, the first plane I ever went on when my daughter was like 3 weeks old, we were flying to Connecticut to go meet my ex-wife's father and her stepmother. We flew out of New Orleans, went to Atlanta, then hopped over to Hartford, Connecticut, because she was from Connecticut. And the first plane we got on in New Orleans, we sat on there for like 30 minutes. And then all of a sudden, they had to deplane us because the backup generator failed test. And I'm like, bitch, you got me, my first flight, you got me on this fucking plane that has a problem. I'm not liking this right off the bat. So they delayed us another 45 minutes. Well, supposedly they had to call in this mechanic to come in and fix whatever the hell the problem was with the backup generator. And supposedly he fixed it. Well, we made it to Atlanta. And that's Atlanta. That's a shit show over there in that goddamn airport. That is the biggest debacle you've ever seen. Had like a 6-hour layover. Then we would go all the way to Hartford, Connecticut. And then my ex-wife's father came pick us up to bring us over to Waterford or whatever the fuck it's called, Connecticut. Like a 2-hour drive. First flight I ever take. First plane I ever got on had a problem. I'm like, you know what? That kind of puts a sour taste in my mouth. After that, I've taken, I don't know, given layovers and everything, probably 15 flights, different, jump, stop, jump, go. Because I go to Vegas all the time. I went to Detroit. Then from Detroit, went to Messina, New York, which is right on the Canada border. Everything, and that was a private plane, so that was pretty cool. But never had a problem other than landing in Las Vegas. Every time I landed in Las Vegas, in fucking side winds, it was a kick in the ass. That plane was just coming in sideways every damn time. I'm like, okay, this is a good one. Which one's going to be the last one I take?
Oh yeah, they get a lot of bullshit they tell people. I got my buddy Tommy, the pilot, the major. He stays with me all the time, and I get him to the airport, and I said, Tommy, we're going to be late. He goes, that's all right. They'll hold the plane for me for half an hour. They'll say there's some problem with the baggage. We have a baggage loading problem because the fucking pilot ain't there yet. He goes,
Right.
this ain't no big deal. You know
He's still in the lounge.
They make up excuses. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, I'm not there yet. Yeah, come on, the pilot's not here. We can't fucking go. We'll tell you the baggage. We're having a problem with loading the baggage. They're never going to say, the pilot hasn't showed up yet.
Yeah. We have to wake his ass up. He's going to come out wiping his eyes and all groggy and shit.
I had a fear of flying my whole damn life. And I never would have actually got on an airplane, but the company I went to work for wanted us to learn our trade the Italian way. So, we took that trip. But the very first plane I ever got on was a 777 Boeing, which is probably at the time one of the biggest airplanes still in service.
That's a big one.
Yeah. And we took off from Atlanta International, flew all the way up the eastern seaboard over the Statue of Liberty and banked out across the ocean for 5,000 miles. And let me tell you, you have never shit your pants like you would just looking down and seeing nothing but water under you.
No shit. Yeah.
I mean, damn.
Mm-hmm.
But every bump in the road you feel, and they actually brought it down really low, I guess to where they could over the statue and circle back out over. They couldn't go over land, but they circled out over the water. And we got to actually see the Statue of Liberty kind of off in the distance.
Oh,
I
yeah.
guess you could.
You see that when you're banking into like JFK too, they go past it. I think they do it on purpose so everybody can see it.
Definitely a neat experience. I mean, that big of a stretch over the water, all the way from New York to London, London, England, is where we landed. And then we hopped a 727 Boeing from there on into Bologna International Airport in Italy. That was awesome, dude. That was the most beautiful fucking airport I've ever laid my eyes on. Was the one in the London Gatwick Airport, and the one in Bologna was pretty nice too. But there was a lot of MPs that kind of rushed everybody because they knew we were from America, and actually there's a lot of people at the airports there, so they want to make sure that we make it, I guess you'd call it safe and sound, maybe. And I actually had one to smack a cigarette out of my hand, telling me, "You can smoke on the tarmac." And I'm like, "Oh, I didn't know that. My bad. Sorry." But
You
I
gonna
was
smoke in the
taking,
plane?
yeah, right. No, as soon as I got off the plane, dude, we walked. We didn't actually go through a tunnel. We got off the plane on the tarmac where we pulled up, and I walked down the big long ass steps, and I felt like I don't know, felt like somebody important walking out. There's just a shitload of people there. They were all there for us, to meet us and take us back and introduce us to the big 31 sister company family and all kind of cool shit, man. It was pretty awesome. But we got in line to check out. They don't even let you walk out of there, dude, without going through some scanners and shit. You don't even get into the airport unless you walk through the scanners because they don't want you to fuck people up. I guess they've had too many problems.
Right.
And
If you ever want a scary flight, fly one of those old ass Vietnam Hueys,
I'll bet. Be
300
shaky.
miles offshore. That shit's scary.
I didn't have any issues with the whole trip.
Flying one of them over the fucking base is scary.
Yes.
Flying one of them over the base is fucking scary. There's
Yep.
always wires sparking or smoke coming from some fucking where.
I
No matter what one you
Yeah.
got on. I swear to God, I hated them fuckers.
Yeah,
Yep.
fucking noises, fucking oil dripping, all
Just
kinds of bullshit going on.
no
with it.
doors. I mean, hell, my first trip offshore, I took a 10-hour boat ride, 10 hours in 8 to 10 foot seas to get to this fucking rig, 300 miles out. Weather was just shit. And I mean, the boat was just bam, bam. It was just me and the one-armed boat captain.
Oh,
Larry
nice.
burns some Canadas
Oh,
with us.
fuck.
What's up,
Nick,
Larry?
are you
Larry
crazy?
burns some Canadas with us.
What's going on, y'all? How's all the deplorables doing tonight?
Geez,
We're
we
still
just telling
deplorable.
stories about weird shit is what we're doing, Larry.
Yeah.
I'm watching. I heard.
But yeah, I took that
Yeah, I
10-hour
got on
boat
them.
ride
One time I got on.
and it sucked.
One time I got on one, and we're sitting there, and the pilot looks back and looks for the guy who looks the most nervous, which was usually me because I hated flying. And because we would go every 3 months, would be a infantry unit, we would be airborne unit, we would be a mechanical unit, which means we'd ride in a Amtrak or something. And when the air time came around, he'd look back and he'd see me and he'd do one of these fucking numbers. And then they'd all be laughing, and I'd be just looking straight down at the fucking ground through a window on the other side. And I didn't find any of that shit happy. And then we'd have to get out the back and surround the chopper to protect it, and everybody else would be shooting, and I'd be throwing up.
I hear
Hated
you.
that fucking helicopter.
Yeah. Well, I took that whole 10-hour boat
Meanwhile, there's
ride.
sparks coming from wires or sparking. I mean, you'd think somebody would bring some electrical tape with them, and maybe the crew chief or somebody would tape that shit up. But no, fuck no. That wires sparking, there's smoke coming out of them. That's why you hear about so many how these troop transport helicopters going down because they always crashing.
Right. And after I spent a week on that rig, um, after that 10-hour boat ride, which they didn't even let us tie up, I had to wait for this crane operator to get the personnel basket just right because it's piss ass raining and the one-armed boat captain can't get the boat buttered up to the next boat. And then our deckhand, it was just me, the captain, and the deckhand. And the deckhand throws that big ass rope to moor up to the workboat that was tied up to the rig. Clobbers that poor bastard with that big ass rope. Finally ties it up, and it's raining and raining and raining and raining. And our boat's just pulling off, coming back, pulling off. And it's one of those boats that has the side jets, so that one-armed boat captain is doing the best he can with his one arm to get our boat buttered up against that workboat. And then that rope is just getting wetter and wetter, and it's just stretching and stretching, getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And eventually, I was waiting for that crane operator to get his head out of his ass and give me enough slack to get on that personnel basket so he can pull my ass up. Well, I saw what was about to happen, so I hauled my ass to the cabin, and as soon as I got to the cabin door, that rope popped, and it sounded like a bomb went off, and it was just like a pow, that just smoke and water and everything, and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, Captain? I mean, shit. Call up to the rig and tell this goddamn crane operator to get this shit right, because he just give us enough rope, because it's 8 to 10 foot seas, so you get the personnel basket down to the deck of the boat, and then the boat's doing. You can't jump on the goddamn personnel basket. Finally, I make it up there. This was on a Sunday night. The next Sunday, because the weather was so bad, they weren't allowing I was done in 24 hours of what I had to do. Ate like a king the whole fucking week. Slept, as much as I could. Ate like a king. Go out every day and check my equipment. The next Sunday, finally, the weather broke. So they let a chopper come in. That's a 10-hour boat ride. Now, this chopper comes
Florida one.
And who cares? And we had all these service personnel on the rig. 12 of us with all of our equipment that we need to take back. We load up that old ass Huey. And I'm sitting in the middle, right underneath the goddamn prop. So we get off the landing pad and start taking out, and about 5 to 10 minutes out, piss ass raining again. So we were flying at about 2,000 feet. Pilot flying by radar at this point, and he's an old Vietnam pilot. He did great. No co-pilot. Flying by that old green screen radar and that old Huey. Drops down to like 500 feet. And just flying by radar the whole time. And that damn prop is leaking like a sieve right in my balls. I had to pick the right seat, 45-minute flight as opposed to a 10-hour boat ride. The flight was hairy, but I had to take my chance as opposed to a 10-hour boat ride coming back. Yeah, that shit was scary on that old ass Huey. Now you go with these air logistics that have these turboprop pointed nosed choppers. Them some bitches fly like a bat out of hell. Them Hueys, that's like a rattle chap. It's just no doors on that some bitch, and no sealant where the prop is either, apparently, because it leaked like a sieve the whole time. Story of my life. Never did it again. You're welcome.
Well, that was enthralling.
Yeah.
Anybody else? No? Well, all right then. I'll tell you the story.
All right. You got a scary one too, Matt?
I got plenty.
Caper story or?
No, I was on this one sea lift flight, Space 8 Air Force flight. It was this small, I forget it was a one C-135 something. You get on there with your duffel bag. I was like defilling out of I don't remember where it was. But you get on a scale with this fucker. It's like an 8-seat fucking plane. You get on a scale with your fucking gear. And they, you got 8 people getting on with their gear on a scale. They determine how much the fucking thing weighs. You get on. All right, it's only like a 50-mile fucking hop. And we're flying, and the dude's going like, he's going to land. We're coming in for landing. He goes, oh, fuck, we just stalled over the runway. This fucker pancaked on the fucking runway. The fucking landing gear fucking splayed out. The fucking everything, the roof, all the cabinet shit fucking broke. I'm surprised I didn't get a broken back or anything. It was fucking bizarre. I mean, it stopped like a fucking broken balloon on the ground. It was fucking weird. I was like, I ain't doing that no more.
Damn. So the landing gear didn't stay horizontal, it went parallel?
No, he fucking it just stalled, dropped, and when it hit, it just busted it.
Oh, there you go.
It fell out of the fucking like from 50 feet. It just fucking fell to the ground.
Just belly down, done.
Damn.
Yeah, bend over, place your head firmly between your legs, and kiss your ass goodbye kind of moment.
Yeah, they showed this one guy. This one pilot, he wasn't supposed to be doing it, but he was hot dogging it. He made a pass over the airport, the military plane. He made a pass over the airport. He's one of these. I don't know. He was like a trainer, and then he went back up there and he made these real sharp turns near the runway. You know how they come in there, they turn real sharp like this. Well, when they do that, they stand a chance of losing lift because the wings are like this, and the wings need to have air under them, not like this. They need to have the air under. And that son of a gun, he came in there, and he was turned like this. It just went right into the ground. I mean, it fell out of the sky like that. He didn't have a chance in hell showboating. He didn't stand a chance in hell. And that, y'all remember about 3 years ago, that plane, they were bringing him out of Florida, I think. But, well, no, actually, they'd been in Florida. It was when one of those hurricanes came through, and they had them parked outside of Atlanta, and they were taking them. They were, what are they called? Those, you know, they carry goods and stuff. It was a not transport, but it's carried, you know, goods, you know, like supplies and stuff. Cargo plane. Yeah, the son of a gun.
That's a
They showed it. He took off. He took off, and they couldn't figure out what was wrong with the plane. But it looked like to me the guy was just trying to make a turn, and he went straight into the ground. It was one of those National Guard airplanes, and they were flying it out there to just junk it. You know, it was going to be junked. You know, they weren't going to use it anymore. They were just flying it out there, and he turned like that. But they said they didn't know what caused the plane crash. Well, anybody with sense God gave a goose could look at the thing, see he made too sharp of a turn. He didn't have any lift, and that's what's scary because you can't recover from that, man. You don't have enough room. You don't have enough airspace.
Not like you're driving like an F-14 or F-15 or some kind of shit like that has thrust behind it.
Well, this didn't have any thrust. It was propelled. It was prop.
That's my point.
Saw one video of a cargo plane that took off, and they were doing a steep bank to take off, and the cargo that was tied down in it wasn't tied down very good. It broke loose, went to the back of the plane, and it just dumped it over on its side. It basically crashed it almost on oncoming traffic. But I thought that was what Kevin was talking about when he first started talking about it. But yeah, there was a big investigation in it because they tried to figure out why it crashed, and they ended up the black box told exactly what happened. Their load had shifted and threw them off kilter. They couldn't recover the plane.
Yeah, you get those big ass planes. They're not easily recoverable. You know, from
it's aerodynamic
dirt dive.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter how big the plane is. If it's not going fast enough to have airflow over the wings, it's gonna fucking fall down. That's why a lot of planes that crash, the pilots pull the nose up to like get away from the ground, but they're not going fast enough to get airflow, and they're just going to fucking pancake. It
Right.
Stalls out.
fucking yeah, it's a stall. Yeah, you can't pull up. The way to get out of a stall is to go fucking lower to get airflow. I don't want to tell everybody aerodynamics.
Don't give away your secrets there, man.
No, they
Yeah, you might
think they got
save
to
a
pull
life or
up. If
something.
they're too low, they think they got to pull up, but you're not getting airflow over your wings.
Oh.
You're not making forward progress.
First rule of thumb is stabilize
You're
the
actually
airplane.
falling down by trying to pull up. You know what I mean?
Right. Right. You just try to stable out slowly. You don't just yank back and think you're gonna pull up because it ain't gonna work.
Well,
An
guys,
airborne craft.
hang on
An
1
airborne
second.
craft flies better like this.
I gotta go, guys. My phone just told me it's getting ready to die. Y'all have a good night.
All right.
Hey, take care.
All right.
Don't let it kill you.
Take care, bud.
Yeah, man.
Have a good weekend.
You too, brother. Thank
Take
you.
care, Daryl. Yeah, it's my understanding that a plane flies better on the level. But anytime it gets this way or that way, you're not going to get the kind of thrust or the mileage or the fuel mileage that you're supposed. On the level is always better for a plane.
It's like a
you
car.
have an upward degree of over 15 degrees is maximum, or you're going to stall.
Right.
Upward head angle of 15 degrees is maximum, or you're going to stall. That's
It's not much, is it?
No, 15 degrees is not a lot, but it will stall it.
I think it's amazing what these crop dusters do around here.
Yeah.
These daredevils, I mean, they go right under the power lines. They have to dust the field, and then right under the power lines, across highways, and then just they go everywhere you can imagine. I'm like, how do y'all do this in this little ass plane? And with bare minimum wrecks and crashes and casualties going on.
Well, there's enough of those. Yeah, there's enough of those pilots being killed. You'd be surprised. It's one of the most dangerous of all the aircraft.
Yeah.
The crop dusters are pretty. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're dangerous.
I dated a girl way back in the mid to late mid 90s, early to mid 90s. Her dad was a crop duster. This bastard crashed like 7 times. His last time he crashed, the plane lost power and he hit a barn. He went right into the barn and the plane flipped over and burst into flames. And it was the barn for the guy he was dusting for. And
every season we have them getting killed up there in North Alabama.
He had 2nd to 3rd degree burns, and the guy came and pulled him out the fire. And this guy's name was Fred. Mr. Fred told me, he said that man told me I was dead for 10 minutes. He said did everything he could to save my life. Couldn't breathe. He said I didn't breathe for 10 minutes. He said after 10 minutes, he said I finally took a breath. Now this man was burnt. You could tell he was burnt, but he had skin grafts, and that was way before I even met this girl and met him. And he was still crop dusting after all that time. That's what he loved to do. I'm like, you just one batshit crazy motherfucker. I'm sorry.
Well, thing about even when we fly on commercial aircraft, when you're 35, 40,000 feet in the air, it's not the human body's not adjusted to that kind. I mean, we were not meant to be that high. You know what I mean?
No, I like to stay fully grounded. but because
Yeah,
of my job, I had to fly many
yeah.
times. That's what it is.
We are completely out of our zone that high. You know, it's just not. It's not normal to be that high.
Yeah, we don't have wings and feathers.
We sure
You
don't, and
obviously
that's
haven't
really
met Snoop Dogg. You obviously haven't met Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, right.
who's Snoop Dogg.
Who's Snoop Dogg? Doggy dog. Okay, never mind. If you don't know
When
who
you
Snoop
hate
Dogg
him
is.
like I do, you've heard of Snoop Dogg. Yeah. what
Oh,
the
I
hell,
thought
man?
you. I thought you. I thought you was talking about somebody comes in here.
No.
I doubt Snoop Dogg would come here.
He might would.
Have a good night, Jolene. Thank you.
Bonsoir, Jolene.
Good night, Jolene.
Jolene, be safe,
Bear
girl.
must have showed up.
Enjoy your new puppy.
Bear must.
What does
Bear
Snoop
must have
Dogg say
showed
about
up.
flying?
He'll smoke a joint on it and fly
Oh,
high
dear
as he
God.
can.
Yeah. He actually was in a movie about that with the airplane and smoking dope and all that. It was some comedy. I don't know, about years ago.
Dopes on a plane?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Sort of like snakes on a plane.
This is
Yeah,
what they're
right.
celebrating. Let's see how high we can get. We'll celebrate that.
Right. How high can you get on a
Unfucking
plane?
real.
I saw a thing on TV. They were talking about on Fox News, one of those stations where you can actually order a mile. You can take your girlfriend or your wife up or whoever, so you can become a member of the Mile High Club. that the flights are actually for that.
Really? Is that an
Yeah.
Epstein flight?
Do what?
Is that an Epstein flight?
I don't know what. I don't know. I mean, it's just like, I guess it's just people who want to. They have their own little rooms on the airplanes, and they pay money to go up there and become a member.
Well, shit, just buy a ticket and go into the damn bathroom with your chick. It's that simple. You don't have to pay extra. If you get caught, that's your problem. But anyway.
Nah, they usually don't mess with you if you get caught. With like your wife or your girlfriend or something.
I don't
There was-
get the thrill of it. What the fuck difference does it make?
Yeah. Get where you gotta go. And get to the hotel room. Fuck.
I guess
Same
the
Larry
fact that you
Bird
just-
from Canada. What the hell do you care if you're at 9,000 feet or a mile high? Oh, the Mile High Club. Who gives a shit? I don't.
Well, I'll tell you about that. I'll tell you how people are. There was a guy while I was up at y'all know where Lynchburg, where they brew the distill the Jack Daniels. I was going through up there, and you could buy the Jack Daniels up there for an ungodly price. And I told the guy he's buying some. I said, "Man, you can go to the liquor store. You know that's overpriced." He said, "But it's not like it came from here." I'm like, "That they all
Yes,
come
it
from
did.
here."
Yes, it
He
did.
said, "But
Regardless
it's
of where
not
you
like
find it.
if I go to the liquor store, it's not like I bought it here." And that's how people are, you know.
I mean, do they like put some special label on it
Some
because you
special.
bought it there?
No.
Special moment. Let's put it that. It's a special moment or whatever. Larry from Canada. What do you think up there?
Yeah. That's mad. He's from California.
Canada.
But he looked at me like I was crazy for even suggesting that.
Sounds like Acadia. You know, we have a parish just west of me called Acadia.
Hey, would y'all shut up and let Larry from Canada say some fucking thing?
No,
He's on mute. How
no.
can he?
It's called
Say
being
some fucking thing, Larry.
respectful.
Yeah. Well, we are talking about Matt.
I mean, look at his hat. That's all you got to say.
It looks like
I know.
Leonardo da Vinci or something. The way that was.
I know. He's got his Homer Fudd on tonight.
All right. Well, Matt, that just made it like you're from Minnesota or something.
And Jerry looks like he's wearing like a black robe from Justice, Supreme Court
No, man.
Justice or something.
No, it's too fucking cold. He's got his hoodie on.
Oh, well,
He
didn't
looks
have the
like a
hoodie
monk.
on.
A monk.
Yeah.
A monk. There you go.
A Jesuit priest.
And it's gray. It's gray. It's not black.
Well,
This thing is
color
old.
smaller.
It's old.
Why don't you just
Had
get
a
you one
long
of these Alabama National Championship caps?
Yeah, because nobody gives two shits.
Because you have
There
one,
you
so
go.
he doesn't want one.
There you
Yeah,
go.
how about you give it away? Donate it there, big balls and
Hell,
Bama.
Alabama's won so many national championships. I got plenty of them.
Have you donated one yet?
Value is what?
That make a good bonfire.
First,
Hell, I'll tell you what, we can buy the best football players in America.
You can buy them, right? Not like they earned it.
Yeah. Look at the ones we got. We have more players from out of state than we do in Alabama now. Bear Bryant would be rolling, spinning in his grave.
And what's different from any other
Get
college?
out of there. Get out of there.
I just think we
He's
need
crazy,
more
though.
black players.
Go to Grambling.
Yeah. I saw three white players on Alabama's football team. I said, "Damn, something's wrong. That's just too many."
Okay.
That probably cost us a
Hey,
touchdown.
enough of that.
did you kill that one, Matt?
Enough of that. Enough.
Get out of here, dog. Leave me alone.
Get on,
Go.
little doggy.
Oh,
I
you've been a
didn't
bad
know.
dog today. God, you've been a bad dog today.
Good news. We
Well,
are out
State
of
got
time.
beat. Oh,
This
by
is
the
it
way,
for the week.
Florida did win.
Yeah, you told me. I heard.
24-21.
Okay. We will be back on Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern for anyone who cares.
Nobody cares.
And hopefully we'll see you then. Well, I don't know. There's a few. Everybody say goodnight.
Good night,
Anybody
y'all.
have any last words they'd like to say? There you go.
Good night, everybody. Take care.
Okay, guys. Monday night.
If you're down at the lake, drop in.
Fuck Alabama.
Screw LSU.
There you go.
And your Orgerons.
Anyway.
Your Orgerons.
Come on out.
I'll see y'all later. God bless. God love you.
Take
I'm
care.
gonna rewatch the
Kevin,
ball game.
and see you guys Monday night, 7 p.m. Eastern.
Mm-hmm.